All right. So I'll start first. Because I'm in the PowerPoint screen, I might not be able to see your chat. But what I'll do is I'll take questions later. As you know, I'm in the marketing and branding role, so my slides will be more graphic, image driven, and I will share a bit of my AI journey. So I think Bianca actually, have a little introduction about me earlier. My journey in AI actually started way back in 2018, so way before ChatGPT came online. And I'm going to bring you through that journey, how we got into AI. I think many of you are sometimes quite overwhelmed with the amount of news out there and the advancement of AI, right? And the amount of tools, and you get really confused. So I can bring you through a very quick way, a small framework on how we actually bring the AI into the company and implement it within marketing and comms, which is what I used to do back in Randstad, Robert Waters. I was always been a marketing person. So before I start, thank you for having me here with SendPulse conference. And I just want to say that, AI has really been made accessible for the common man like you and me because of ChatGPT. So, in a way, it is good because right now all of us are in the same level playing field, right? Because all of us are starting at the same amount of time, same place, same point in time. So although I might have a bit of advantage because I used AI back in 2018, but again, with the advancements, with all the new technologies that's coming in, we are still all in the same learning journey. Yeah. So something about me, it's right now, after I've left corporate, I started my own branding and marketing consultancy, and it's called Inspirina. And I call myself Chief Inspiration Officer, as you can see the AI within my title, because I'm very passionate about AI, as you can see. So what I did was a couple of months ago, I started this newsletter for AI trends in Asia. It's called Inspirations, and I'm already on to my 7th issue. So if you are interested in finding out, the latest tools, the latest events, influencers to follow, and updates and news, these newsletter actually tries to make it easier for people to understand, so that they can actually learn together and journey together with us on AI. Yeah, again, the brands that you guys like. So these are the places where I've worked before. If you have time later, I can tell you more about the stories. But basically, my background is really about branding, merchandising, marketing the nation. So I was in Singapore Tourism Board, marketing Singapore as a tourist destination. And then I moved on to Robert Waters and Randstad, which are HR global powerhouses, doing recruitment and HR services. And I've also been giving a lot of keynotes on this same topic, simply because AI has become such a big topic over the last couple of years. And that's why I've been asked to talk about this topic and how I've gone through this whole journey. So let's start. And from this point onwards, just a fun fact. All these images that you see across my slides are all generated by AI. I've used Midjourney for most of these images. It's a text to image AI tool. So today I'm just going to go through 4 different parts, which is really to show you, first of all, my AI journey and considerations when we first started using AI in 2018 back in Randstad, and then how we actually integrate AI into marketing and sales workflows. And then I will show you a lot more exciting stuff, right? How other companies are using, what other AI tools are there for you to open up your minds and try if you can. And then as leaders of your own companies, what should you consider when you implement AI? So when marketing meets AI, a lot of CMOs like myself, or maybe even other leaders, they are looking at AI for 3 main reasons, right? First is really to personalize the customer experience, but can we use AI to further personalize what customer is trying to look at, see, buy, or the content that we are marketing to them? The second part is really using it for insight generation. So that's why ChatGPT, Claude, and all the other tools that we use, like Perplexity for data mining or for content ideas and insights. These are really good when you use AI on them. And the last part is really content creation. So if you go on LinkedIn right now, of course, there are a lot of people right now using AI to help them plan their content strategy and also write some of these content as well. There are also tools, let's say if you want to market yourself on LinkedIn, but you really don't know what to write and how to write it, there are AI tools right now to do that for you, like in seconds. If we look at other reports recently by this AI bench marketing report, 69%, almost 70 of marketers right now have integrated AI already into their marketing operations, right? And 42% of marketers, they did say that they have seen significant changes in the way they go to market, in the way they brand or market their brands due to Gen AI. And 70% believe AI can outperform humans in some tasks. So my journey really is why, what, and how, right? Why do we have to use AI? So a lot of times when I talk to leaders, they don't go with the why first. They will just come to me and say, hey, I don't know where to start. There are so many tools out there. Which one do I use, right? And I always bring them back to the why. Why do you want to even use AI? It is the problem that you're trying to solve, something that can be solved by AI, or maybe it may not even need AI. So it's very important that before you even explore uh, whether or not to use AI, is to ask yourself, why is it even important and why are you using it? So just to share, my whys are quite simple. As a marketing team, we don't have a lot of people in the team, maybe 2 or 3 in some markets, maybe even 1. So for us, it's really the lack of time, the lack of headcount, and also a lot of inefficiencies within the marketing processes, right? So imagine we are doing newsletters, we are doing social media campaigns, we are running advertising, and we are doing events. A lot of these things are very manual. So if I can deploy AI in some of these processes, I can really cut down a lot of time. Again, like what Bianca mentioned earlier, it's not to take people's jobs away. It's really to free up time so that we can provide higher value kind of work and quality of work to our business partners and our leaders as well. I like to show this. This is actually interesting GIF. Back in the days when there was no AI, and we were asked to do work, right? A lot of times we have to choose either one or two of these 3 things, right? We call it the project management trilemma. So if you want something that's good and fast, it will not be cheap. If you want something fast and cheap, it will not be good. If you want something cheap and good, it will not be fast, right? So what happens is AI has actually changed that around for us. With AI and machine learning, you can actually right now achieve all 3, good, fast, and cheap. So remember I said that when I was showing you the imagery just now that I produced using Midjourney. If I were to use a graphic designer, maybe it will cost me an arm and a leg. It would take me maybe 2 or 3 working days. And then, the quality may not be what I like. But when I deployed using Midjourney, it took me maybe less than a minute, and I can create very powerful, compelling images like what you saw just now on my presentation. So AI can really be a game changer if you know how to use it properly. Once you have identified your why, you need to go to the what. What really matters to you as a business, right? So for me and my team, it really is not the tool first. It's really not about, which AI tool should I use, which AI tool should I go for, because everyone else is going for it. No, it's really to look at the problem to be solved. And then once you have identified your problem, tell yourself, be aware of this shiny object syndrome, right? Because maybe sometimes you say, oh, my friend is using it, I want to try that. Or my competitor is using that. Oh, that's a new toy, let me bring it in. That is quite a very short-sighted way of going into deploying AI, right? So always find out what your problem is that you need to solve. Then you look for a tool or look for the solution. Because like I said, not all problems can be solved by AI or should be solved by AI. But if it happens to be a solution that can be very easily solved by AI, then yes, by all means, go ahead. Yeah. I've always encouraged my team as well and my leaders to dream big, because AI right now has a lot of potential, a lot of possibilities, which I will show you later. But always start small, right? Because we all have limited resources, we all have limited capacity. Do small little projects with AI, see the result, and then you scale. And then after that, set realistic goals, right? Because if you want to deploy AI and you just deploy it, but you don't measure, you don't set goals, you don't not know whether this AI is actually making any changes or any impact to the problems that you need to solve. So always go back one circle, right, of setting up your problem and then your goals, and then measure them to make sure that the tool that you have selected is actually the right tool. So when I say problems to be solved, within the marketing team, we have quite a lot. The client leads are not follow up on, or the sales guys will always complain, marketing doesn't bring us sales qualified leads. 10 of the leads that you bring us, 9 of them are not interested to buy. Sometimes as a small team, we have huge content demand. Everyone wants us to post a thought leadership piece or a content piece or a white paper, and we can't meet those high content demand. We can't scale our content marketing efforts because there are way too many channels. There's LinkedIn, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. It's just a lot and very overwhelming for a small team. Also, there's very few alignment between marketing and sales, right? We can bring in all the leads, and then it all just falls through into a what we call a Bermuda Triangle. The leads all disappears because the sales are not following up on, or they say it's not qualified, or then they say, oh, whatever you bring in is not what I want. So there are a lot of friction between marketing and sales teams. Very low conversion rates, especially online when you bring people to your website and then you realize they're not converting. And then you cannot optimize because if you are purely a, let's say, SaaS business or a business that's in e-commerce, or you have a website that you really need to bring people in so that you can put in the leads or draw in the leads, your content is not optimized, your website is not optimized, then therefore Google is not ranking your website at all, and that is quite a problem itself. So we have identified a lot of problems, like I said, the inefficiencies in our processes, in our relationships, in our stakeholders, right? So that's why we said, okay, with all these problems that we have identified, can we deploy some AI tool or more than one tool to try and close the gaps? So now we go to the how. So before we even start, how you can ensure that deploying AI within your work processes will really work and not die an early death is really for a simple framework of 4 different steps. First, you have to build a small business case, right? A simple business case. Like I said, what is the problem you want to be solved? Who is the target market? What happens when you solve it? Are there any benefits that you can reap from solving this business case or this problem? Maybe it's the cost savings. Maybe it's the number of people you do not need to hire, right, in order to create this solution. Or maybe it is saving a lot more efficiencies and productivity in terms of time spent, in terms of the sales guys' investment in time and resources. So have a small business case to put forward to your leadership team so that they can sponsor your idea or your push for bringing in an AI tool. Then what we'll do is we'll form a task force. This task force is important because you want to get everyone on the journey. So let's say your MD or your CEO says, let's bring in some AI. We need to be there because everyone is using it. Again, bring them back to the business case. Let's look for a problem. Let's work on what do we get out of this problem if we do solve it. And then please make sure that my task force is complete with these supporters. And what I did was I brought in the CIO, the CFO, the chief legal officer, and then the head of sales as well. So together with me as the head of marketing, we come together and say, we need this tool because we need to solve this problem. And maybe this problem is we need to make sure that we have more sales and marketing alignment. And then legal team, can you look at the legal documents for this tool and make sure that we are covered in terms of a private data breach? And then CIO, can you please look at this tool to make sure it's compliant to our IT standards? And then maybe the CHRO can also come in and also provide training once we have brought in the tool so that everyone in the business over time, when we scale the tool, they can all be brought along that journey of learning how to use the tool. Then for me, I like to work with startups because startups are, they are very hungry for growth. They are also very eager to work with companies to try out their tool. So, and they are more than happy to give you a POC. A POC is like a proof of concept. So for example, they will give it to you for a very low cost and say, let's try it for 4 months. If you like the tool, if it works for you, then you can sign on a full contract with me. And I've worked on that for 3 or 4 of my tools that I've deployed, and it's worked perfectly well because I always feel that if I work with startups, the cost is really low. I don't have to pump in a lot of investment, and I can sign it, right? It's within my signatory limits. So if I fail, then no one needs to know. It's just project expense. But if I actually succeed, you can actually get a lot of returns from an AI solution with a very low investment. So, don't write off startups. Please try and give them a chance, and then you can work together with them to help you optimize, the tool and make it better for your business problem. Yep. So with that in mind, once you have that very simple framework of getting people on board and then your business case, piloting with a startup, then you are ready to go. So what we did was we deployed 4 tools from 2018 to 2024. The very first tool that we tried was the game changer for us. It is an AI-assisted conversational email tool. So what we did was we actually brought in a lot of leads from different channels like social media, like website, emails, and then we have all these leads that come in through all these channels that my team passes on to the sales guys. So then I'll start asking the sales guys, what happened to all these leads that we pass on to you? Because I need to find out if we are making money out of these leads, are there any returns, right? And then they say, oh, we don't call them because once we call them, they don't pick up the phone, we moved on. So to me, it's a pain because we pump in so much money to bring in all the leads, but we cannot see the returns. So I say, okay, let me take back all the leads from you guys. We will follow up. We will pump all the leads into an email tool. So what we did was we actually used this AI tool, and then we went to the team and said, I will deploy an AI. She will become part of your team. She will become your customer success manager. All the leads, she will nurture them for you. She will reach out to all your clients, and then she will find out whether they are ready to meet you at the end of it all. So she'll ask them questions. She will say, I will have a report for you. I have something that you might like. Would you like to have a look? And then the customers will come back and say, yes, I'm happy to take a look. I'm happy to meet up with your sales guys. I'm happy to call your guys. Once the client comes back to say that, the bot will hand this client lead directly to the sales. So all the sales guys have to do is to rock up to the meetings and just meet the client, right? So they have very super hot leads. They don't even have to call them anymore. They don't have to follow up with them anymore. All these things are all done by the AI bot, and there's no human intervention until the time the client is ready to meet. So again, these AI assistants can reach out to the clients. We can draft all the responses, kind of like we know what kind of, we can bring them down a certain path. Like, would you like this report? Is yes or no? Then, would you like to meet our guys? Yes or no? And then we can really just direct the leads to the right places. So all these are done by AI, and your sales guys will only need to come up for the meetings. Our AI tool also helps to qualify and convert the leads. So you can see from here, again, they nurture all the inbound leads and then they qualify them into book meetings and say, oh, for example, like this one, they say, oh, we have a job vacancy for you. Thank you for sending us your report. Can you please let one of your team knows that I'm interested to speak to them? And then that's when the bot just passed it on to the sales guy. So there are many tools out there right now that can do it for you. You can even get your sales guys to connect their calendars to the bot, so the client can book immediately through that email, and then your sales guys can immediately get the meeting details booked into their calendar already. So you don't even have to have the sales guys come in and do the booking themselves. So here are some sort of sample results we collected in 2023 when we ran a couple of campaigns. You can see we can do campaigns at scale, because even though there are only like two of us or 3 of us in the marketing team, we can run like 18, 20 campaigns across a period of time, because the bot will keep on working and keep on reaching out to clients, right, for different types of content outreach or content marketing. You can see a lot of working hours being saved, emails being sent, because there are many back and forth emails. So we save time from doing it ourselves, or from the sales guys having to do it themselves. 72% conversion rate, right? That's mind blowing. So imagine when we first started this whole pilot, it was just a lot of conversions coming through, and we were not prepared for that because we were looking at normal email stats where you get a 20% click-through rate, maybe a 2% open rate, or something like that, right? Or 20% open rate and a 2% click-through rate, or 5% click-through rate. And when the response was so overwhelming, I literally just worked my sales guys to death because they were going for so many meetings. And when we didn't expect that kind of response. And that was the deal closer for us. Once that pilot showed how successful it was, how many meetings we managed to book without human intervention, and the conversion rate, we actually sign them on for a number of years after that. The next tool that we deployed was a content tool. So again, remember these are all before ChatGPT. So we use this tool called Jasper. It can actually write for us as well, right? And because it's a standalone tool, you can actually train it in your own brand voice. So over time, for example, you can upload all your corporate brochures, your websites, the articles they've written, and then it will learn the way your brand voice is. And then once you ask it to write stuff for you, it will actually be able to write content at scale that is always on brand, right? So that actually helps to answer our problem of not being able to meet our high content demand. So as you can see, they can actually write blog posts, your ad headlines, your personal bio for your LinkedIn, your Google Ads headline, your SEO, if you're an e-commerce seller, they can write all your product features. So there's a lot. This is just a snapshot. So there's more. And also, you can scale it. How you can scale your content marketing efforts. They have features that allows you to say, okay, now I have this piece of white paper. Can you turn this white paper into a blog post, an Instagram post, a LinkedIn post, a press release, and a landing page, for example? And it can do all of that for you. So again, powerful tools like this can do multiple content pieces at scale, so that you don't have to manually write the different content for different channels. Yeah. So you can actually, spin up an entire campaign in a single click. So again, some of the, you can look at time save, right? The conversion rates in terms of content downloads, the return on investments that you can see just by using a tool like that, right? So again, like I said, we are not looking to replace jobs. We are also looking to see if I save more time from my team, can they now be more strategic business partners? Can they come up with more ideas, more creative campaigns that we can deploy using the tool? Again, upskilling our team is really the main mission and main goal. The third tool that we actually deployed was a AI-powered buyer engagement platform. So it's literally just mostly a chatbot that sits on the website. And this chatbot, again, because we are an enterprise, right? We use a chatbot that's quite powerful. You can customize it. You can use it for live chat, and then you can have a combination of human and bot. So the bot will qualify most of the conversations at the beginning, and then once it cannot answer anymore, it will hand it over to a human. And then we use it mostly for three kinds of use cases, right? So remember I talked about business case. So when we deploy the bot, I said that we can use it for three areas. One is conversational marketing, where we can use the bot to actively be one of our content marketers, right? So when you come onto our website and you're looking at some of our thought leadership, we can say, oh, by the way, do you know we have just released a new report? Would you like to download? And if you can literally just chat with the bot, say yes. The bot will say, hey, I've got it into your email. Would you like to book a meeting with my sales guys to go through the report? So again, right there and there, we can convert the marketing conversation to a sales conversation. If the client said yes, book the meeting, again, your sales guys will get the meeting booked in their calendars. They just have to rock up. And then the third one would be using the chatbot as a service personnel. So again, for example, you come into the website and say, I've lost my password. I can't, access the page. I cannot submit my CVs. Again, the bot, because these are all problems that we have solved, right, over the last 10, 20 years, we have already all the answers for the customers or the visitors, and we can actually work all these answers into a knowledge bank, and the bot can pull all these answers out for them. So it really reduces a lot of work from the human customer service agents. So like what I said, the bot actually, really can look at who you are targeting, whether is it a potential buyer or current website visitors, where are we going to bring them, or where are we bringing them from? Are they landing directly on our website, or are they coming in from different channels? We can see that at the back end, whether they are referral traffic, whether they are from display advertising, email marketing, and then you bring them down to what we are targeting them with in terms of the lead magnet. Is it a content piece? Is it an event? Like this one, like a virtual event where they can sign up? Is it a demo video? Is it a newsletter, right? So there are many different ways you can use the chatbot to run conversational marketing or conversational sales, so that you nurture them until they are ready to buy or ready to, at the bottom, say, okay, let me get some help. Let me talk to sales. Let me have a meeting with someone. Let me book a meeting. And that's where, you can really see how you can bring someone from a very cold lead and then nurture them down, even when they're on your website, down to the point where they say, okay, I'm ready to talk to someone. Yeah. So for example, like this one, it really tries to align marketing and sales, right? We really bring in all the leads, and then we make sure that we nurture them on the website through the chatbot. We can allow buyers to skip the form. So we saw in our deployment of this tool that some 50% of our visitors don't want to fill up the forms. It's so tedious, but they rather chat with a chatbot, right? So same questions we can ask the person, the visitors, and say, what's your name? They'll key in. What's your email? They'll key in again. And then after that, we can say, would you like to speak to someone? They say, yes. Can you book, a meeting with my sales guys? And you can see at the bottom, you can choose a day, choose a time, and then immediately it gets booked. The buyers can be instantly routed to sales after the lead is qualified through the bot as well. So again, now we are bringing a lot of hot leads to the sales team, right? So they can no longer say, oh, you're not bringing me qualified leads. We work with the sales guys. Remember, we have a chief of sales, right, with us, and then we work with him to say, how do you want us to qualify the leads that come in? What kind of questions would you like us to ask? So that when we bring you the leads, we know that these are the leads that you want, right? So that's how we align both marketing and sales as well. Then, in terms of like marketing as well, we can create landing page that convert. So remember, we talked about a problem having low online conversion rates. So if you have a report, like for example, we produces employer brand research, we produces salary surveys. So that's when, we can put a teaser at the side and then the bot on the right. So someone who is coming to your landing page, they can look at some of these teaser content and say, oh, I actually like the content. And then the bot will start to engage them. Oh, I see that you are reading some of our content. Would you like the full book or the full ebook? If you like, please enter your details here and we'll send it to you immediately. So again, we immediately engage anyone who is reading stuff on our website. We serve up information that's relevant to them, send them the content assets, and then connect them with the sales reps right there and there. Again, right, if you look at some of the stats, really quite mind-blowing when we first started this, and these are some of the stats that the tool gave with regards to some of the results they see from other clients as well. Again, huge return on investments, increase in sales rep efficiency and marketing qualified leads as well, because we are just engaging everyone right where they are and then qualifying them right where they are and converting them right where they are as well. So yeah, that's quite powerful. The fourth tool that we deployed was optimization. So again, remember I said about content not being optimized, therefore you don't rank really well. So it's a pity that if you do produce a lot of content and it doesn't rank well and your competitors seems to be ranking better than you. So we feel optimization tool is really important, and we found this tool called Phrase, and it can help us to do quite a few things. First of all, it really reduces research time, right? So when you want to write an article, so for example, you write an article and on the right, this tool can actually show you what your score is with regards to your article. Do you have enough of the keywords? And then they provide a benchmark. So for example, they'll show you all the top ranking pages of your competitors or any other high traffic websites, like for example, Economist, Harvard Business Review, that writes about a similar topic and how you rank against them, right? Do they have these headlines, they have this number of keywords, they have this number of links. Do you have the same? And then you can slowly optimize while looking at the reports. It also provides optimization tips. So it can even suggest a list of potential keywords that you should be putting into your article so that it can optimize better. So if it's in orange, means that you should use the word potential customers twice instead of once. If it's in green, means you have enough of that keyword, you don't need any more. And again, you can work these keywords into your article to make it rank better. It also helps you to write better ranking articles. So, for example, it will scrape the internet, the Google, the Quora, the Reddit forums, and then look at, based on the topic, what kind of questions are people asking, often. So you create help you to create content that answers those questions. And we all know, right? Google will reward articles or website that actually answers a visitor's questions, more relevant answers, right? So even with AI searches, that's very important. The more relevant your answers are to the query, the better you will rank. So again, this tool can help you with that as well. So that's what we have done, over the last 6 years. We have really just deployed tools that can help us answer some of the questions or problems that we need to solve. As you can see, there isn't one tool that can rule them all, right? We use different tools for different problems to plug the gaps. But I'm quite confident that, with the fast advancements of AI and the tech that we see right now, you will come to a point where there is one tool that can do 2 or 3 of these things. Already, I'm starting to see some of them in the market, where you can actually have one tool that can do content SEO all in one, or content SEO and chatbot all in one as well. So then again, it really now depends on your resources to deploy it, the budgets, the sophistication of the tool. So again, uh, don't be too worried about what tool to use. Look at your problems first and then find 1 or 2 tools that can help you start your journey in AI. Now, I want to go into AI in marketing, other AI applications which I am quite excited. I don't have the money or the team to deploy all of them, but I, on a personal basis, will try out an experiment because, like I told you, I'm quite passionate about AI. So right now, what AI can do within the marketing, comms, and branding space, it can build you a website in minutes. In case you don't know, there are quite a few of these tools out there. This is just one of them. There are maybe about 5, 6 or more, and other tools like Squarespace and Wix, they have AI features built into them as well. You can also level up your creative skills right now. So these are like Canva, Adobe, they all have AI functionalities. With just one click, you can remove a background, you can replace an image, you can change colors, you can translate right on the spot. So pretty powerful. You can build apps even if you have no tech knowledge, right? So you can just go into a website that allows you to just choose all the app templates. You pick one and then it will bring you through the entire process. This is quite cool. It's I think it's Coca-Cola, right? So you can download this AI chatbot, and then you can chat with the chatbot. I think you click on the app, it leads you to a WhatsApp chatbot or a messenger chatbot, and then it will ask you what kind of palettes, what's your palette like, what kind of meals do you like, what's your budget. Once you have given all of that, it will showcase some of the restaurants that are around your vicinity, your budget, your kind of palette, and then you can, after that, they will give you even an invitation card for you to invite a friend for dinner or lunch to go with you. And then they also have like a survey after that, and then they just collect all these data so that they can actually serve you more relevant information in the future. If you are in e-commerce and selling on Amazon, again, they have launched also Gen AI tool last year. So instead of having a normal pot against a white background, you can put it against multiple backgrounds right now. Google Ads have AI as well. So you can create your AI ads right there on the spot, change background, change your subject matters. And then you don't even have to have a creative agency to create the ad for you. You can do all of that within the Google Ad workspace. You can crowdsource a brand campaign from text. So this is actually really cool. I'll just play this quickly for you if I can. Hang on. Let me just try and share my screen. Hang on. I'll stop sharing here and I'll share the other screen. There you go. I'll play it now.
All right, don't be surprised if your friends are talking about websites that use artificial intelligence to generate images.
You simply type in a text prompt and it'll create images for you in around a minute.
AI ketchup campaign. Now, last year,
results do well. That AI image sourcing associates the word ketchup with Heinz.
It plays an iconic role in pop culture today as well.
Right. I hope you like
Creating
that.
websites with Elementor is highly requested.
Hang on. Let me just go back to my slides. Yep, I hope you like that. So you can imagine with AI, right? They can right now just crowdsource an entire ad campaign, offline and online, just using AI. And every one of those images are generated by AI, by users themselves. So that was actually something that was really quite impactful when they first launched, because it was the first campaign all generated by AI. And then after that, other brands starts to follow suit, right? Using text and images. And then Coke did the same thing, crowdsource a lot of different people, drawing out the Coke bottles using AI. And then they actually put all these montage up on billboards and to show all these user-generated campaigns as well. This one is actually an Asian company, that tries to create your virtual marketer for you. So with this tool, you can actually get it to develop your brand, your marketing, your content, and your social strategies as well. So you just key in to say, I need content ideas. I need to create social posts. I need to find me the holidays that are available so that I can start to plan my social calendar and content calendar along those holidays, write a document, generate a caption from my image, build my brand kit and brand personality. So it can do a lot of things that a junior marketer can do. So again, we can try to elevate the skills of a team and then get those manual tasks of researching, plotting, planning, to the AI. You can now also engage a virtual influencer. So these are all AI generated influencers. They are not real people. They are actually AI. But then again, you look at the number of followers they have, like 39,000 or 390,000 or 2.8 million followers. They are usually right now brand ambassadors as well. So even though they're not real, there are brands that works with them to showcase their fashion brands, their products, which is quite mind-blowing. Of course, now that you can produce a movie in seconds. I just wanted to show this slide because you can see how fast every company is evolved, right, to produce their own video generation tool. We started with Gen 2 in June 2023. And then 6 months later, Google came out with Lumia. Then a month later, OpenAI came out with Sora. And then just this month, Meta said, okay, I'm releasing my own most advanced, media foundation AI models, which is Movie Gen. And then today I heard that Adobe also just launched Firefly, which is their own version of a text to video platform. So again, the speed, at which they are moving is really fast, especially for the big tech companies. This one, you can create your own digital twin. So let's say, you have multiple markets, and then you can't be there when you're doing a town hall. You can record yourself doing a video addressing your team in one language, and then this tool can actually, run the same video in multiple languages. So you can make yourself speak in, Japanese or Thai or Korean, and then you can have the same videos that you can distribute or disseminate to all your other markets. I tried another tool called Artflow recently, and then it generated a very young version of myself, a very slim version of myself on the side. So that's me. So again, if you pay for the more advanced version, you can actually make this avatar talk. So, one of the co-founders of this tool actually create a real avatar of herself, an AI avatar of herself, and then it gave a keynote presentation in one of the events. So she wasn't the one giving it, her avatar was. Yeah. You can also do presentations right now in seconds. You can also automate your video creation process. So if you have videos, let's say you record a long video, we can right now pump it into a tool like this. It will cut up 10 small ones that you can use as reels or on LinkedIn or on Facebook. And then it can also allow you to just automate the subtitles. It can cut out filler words. So right now, all these video editing tools are really powerful, like this one as well. You can have a video of you talking nonstop. And then maybe sometimes you might have a lot of filler words like you just by editing the text, you can cut it off from your video. So it really helps you edit videos in seconds. You can also create voice overs, professional sounding voice overs using text to voice. So again, this tool called Artlist can help you do that as well. Or you can record your own voice and then distribute in 40 plus languages, with this tool called HeyGen. You can also, have a tool. I think this tool maybe is only available in the US. It's an app where you can record yourself saying something in English or your own local language like German or French, and then it can literally just translate on the spot for you into another language. So you can see on the right, there's a video of this guy explaining the differences between Android and iPhone in English, and then you can click a button and it will translate, and you see him speaking in French with the lip sync to match. Analyze it right now. There are some tools that are starting to be multimodal. So you can say, I want to have my brand color palette, and then I want this tool to also write me an ad, also produce a social post for me, also do a podcast script. So it can actually do a lot more and also optimize everything. So you can actually started to see some of these multimodal tools with video, audio, creatives, and text all coming into one platform. So now we are entering the fourth part, which is the final part of my presentation, which is as leaders, all these tools are very exciting to begin with. So what do we need to consider when we implement AI? So I'm just going to quickly go through it, right? So naturally, you need to consider some of the ethical considerations. And that's why within my task force, we do have our legal guys and our CHRO, to come in to see whether when you deploy an AI tool, the content that we generate, is it inaccurate, is discriminatory, is there bias or misinformation, or disinformation? That one is, you really need to check. And
Hey,
that's why
Ran, just
human,
1 second. Hello,
yeah,
hi, excuse me.
yes,
I'm here.
Yes, yes.
We're running a little bit late, so can you please
Okay,
summarize? People are gonna have access to all the slides.
right.
I know it's a lot, and
Yep,
we
yep.
would love to go to all the details, but
Right.
we could talk
No
about
problem,
it
no
for like
problem.
hours.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Let me just I'll go through this one and I'll just end it if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. So then this one is privacy, which you don't want to risk having AI breach, some data concerns that you have, especially if you're pumping client leads into your AI tool. Legal considerations to make sure that the content that you generate don't infringe third-party copyright or trademark rights. And then last but not least, the technical challenges as well, because not all AI tools is a plug and play. So I think in summary, let me just go down to the last part. I just want to end with a very nice quote from the founder and CEO of Marketing AI Institute, which says that AI can give us the greatest gift of all, which is more time. But it can also be another technological revolution that expands our work, fill our hours, and lead us down the path of never-ending productivity gains for profits. So again, when we want to choose to use AI, we can choose to make the future more intelligent and more human. So I think that's really a very good way of summing up, right? It's not just the tool, it's also the human element that we need to look at and take care of as well. And the human will always be in control because we are the ones that tell the AI what to do. Yeah. So that's it for my presentation. I know we are running out of time. I'm just going to put this up here. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
I know it's a lot to
it's
share. Yeah.
this subject is amazing, and we love to talk. And I love the sentence that you quote in the end, that like we are still the human, we are still in control of everything that is happening. So it's fine. We're good.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was amazing having you here. Your LinkedIn is already on the comments. People are like, they're amazed by your presentation. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna connect with you and you guys can
Right.
chit chat more because it's a pretty important topic. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
See you
I will send
soon.
across the presentation so you can go through the rest that I didn't get to go through. Yeah.
Yes, and they can chat and ask questions to you on your
Yes,
LinkedIn
of
and
course,
make
of course.
an even better connection, all of this.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.